What's up, conscious creators? Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the only way to survive NoFap.
A little warning, in just a moment I'm going to be sharing with you some information that will help you if you're on NoFap and trying to maintain a long streak. But it's not going to be some feel-good motivational rant or band-aid that you run away with and eventually just falls off. What I'm about to talk about goes right to the core to give you a deeper level understanding. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 supporting pillars which, if applied correctly, will transform your NoFap experience. So if you want that, pay close attention until the very end of the video to get all the information.
And in order to really know what I'm talking about, it's going to be helpful to understand this. Understand that compulsion is a feeling in the body and a thought in the mind. Carrying out the compulsion is unconscious identification with the thought, then carrying out the behavior associated with it. I'll say it again for clarity. Compulsion is a feeling in the body and a thought in the mind, right? Carrying out the compulsion is unconscious identification with the thought, then carrying out the behavior associated with it. So in this case, the feeling is the sex energy in the body, and the thought is something like, it would be good to fap now. When we unconsciously identify with the thought and follow it along, we carry out the behavior to its logical conclusion. In order to break the identification with the thought and carrying out the behavior, we have to become conscious of it. And so how do we do that? In order to be conscious whilst the thought and the feeling arise, we have to become present. To become present is to have our attention in the present moment. Thought is always about past or future, right? But put your attention on your sense perceptions and you have your attention on the moment, the life that you have right in front of you. To become present is to recognize yourself as the awareness, as the space that these thoughts and feelings arise within. And as your presence deepens, you'll be able to see these thoughts and feelings arise within and catch yourself before you unconsciously identify with the thought to fap and end up doing so. You'll be able to take the thought less seriously. So be that space and just be with the present moment and the feeling in the body. Stop thinking about it as a struggle or a battle. Yes, it's a challenge, but just be the space for the feeling. Recognize the urge is there, accept it, and know yourself as the awareness that it arises within, and that the feeling cannot harm you as your essential self, as awareness. It cannot pull you in as long as you stay present, as long as you stay conscious as the urge arises and you know why you're doing this. Because this is the second essential key. Know why you've made the decision to do it. Whatever you're doing, just be clear on it. If you want to do a streak of a particular length, know very clearly why you're doing it. If you've done a streak or two and want to be more of a once a week person, know very clearly why you're doing that. And write this down if you need to, and read it out to remind yourself if it helps. Remember, this isn't a battle. I know as men, we're socially conditioned to kind of think we have to battle things. So many people are seeing this as such a fight, something to fight against, but you can't spend your whole life fighting or battling. It's just not that sustainable. A conscious and developed man has a depth of presence and can be present amongst his thoughts and feelings and not unconsciously identify with all of them. He knows his essential self prior to the thoughts and the feelings, and not to take every single thought so seriously. He stays as himself and has a degree of choice about which thoughts to identify with and not be constantly pushing away feelings or pushing down feelings, but to be able to be with them, even though sometimes, yes, they might be quite intense. That's true strength, but it isn't in the form of resistance and unnecessary pushing. It's built on clarity of purpose and a depth of presence that allows you to be the river as the objects in the river flow past, to know the disturbances of the water as wave movements of the river, but don't harm or take away what the river essentially is. The last thing you need to survive NoFap, metaphorically speaking, of course, you're unlikely to die. The last thing you need is the ability to bring the energy up into the body. Every week that goes past, the energy is building up, and you need to be able to breathe it up into the body. There's a reason why NoFap and cold showers seem to go hand in hand, because the cold showers tend to have the effect of spreading the energy around the body. And a similar thing goes for high intensity exercise. You can use the sexual energy to facilitate a spiritual awakening, but it can also be useful to be a person of action, someone who's committed to channeling that energy into growth fueling activities and actions, so you can create more of what you want in your life and have a positive impact on the world. So this concludes the video, but just a quick announcement before you go. There are still some slots open for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program, where we help you overcome low confidence, low self-esteem that's holding you back from creating more of what you want in your life. And also, we can help conscious entrepreneurs take things to the next level and increase their impact. So if that interests you, then open up a new tab on your browser, type in speaktoalex.com, where you'll be taken to my scheduler to book a time for us to chat about solving your problems. But with that being said, like this video if you liked it, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit all on that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth. Peace.